Anton. Thank you. So we are just going to chat. So about SEO, CMS, all the exciting new things. Obviously, AI is the big win for Inbound 23, launched across all hubs, some really exciting stuff. Anybody want to jump in and talk about like AI website builder or anything? I mean, it doesn't have to be this one. We can jump to other slides. Any first impressions about like what you saw?
I think I have missed this one, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I think so, yeah. Um,
Okay.
but I saw something like how was it called? A page wizard. If you set if you have the free suite of HubSpot and select the growth theme,
Mm-hmm.
you get some kind of page creation wizard for the first time.
Yep, that's
And
this, right,
yeah,
John? Yeah, yeah. It's the AI. So it only works with growth theme, from what I understand.
right. And my first question was, uh, will developers be able to create something similar for their themes? But
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't realize who he was. I walked up to the demo booth for CMS Hub for this, and Gabe thankfully was very nice. I was like, "Does this work with themes? Like, how does this work?" And he was like, "No, only growth theme."
hmm,
So he was very nice and showed me a little bit about how it worked. But it's
yeah,
essentially, so for those of you that weren't there and maybe didn't see the spotlight, the AI website builder, it will let you kind of describe your business, which if you need to use ChatGPT to help you get that answer, or even any of the other AI tools, describe your business, you pick your goals, and then you kind of pick a style, and it's going to build the modules and the layout in the drag and drop editor for you. And of all the free themes that HubSpot's built, Growth is definitely my favorite. It has the most flexibility and a lot of really cool modules. Haven't played around with it yet because it is in private beta, and haven't figured out how to get into that yet, but that's on my list for this week. Um, but essentially, it'll build the page, build your website. Now, I also didn't see whether it would build multiple pages or if it just starts with one and how that works. But then from there, you can still edit it just like you would any other theme assets. Obviously, early stages. So I don't know if there's plans to integrate, like if you have a pro theme or you've bought a theme, if there would be a way for it to become smart enough to build with those modules. That would be kind of amazing, but I don't know.
I could answer for now. The currently it can only work with growth theme, but maybe in the future we'll find a way to make it smart enough to handle other themes. And yes, it creates more than one page, so it'll build out kind of like the standard set of pages you'd see on a site, like about pages and things like that.
Okay, so it does them all at once. That's exciting. Very cool. So that's obviously going to be a huge, I think for like CMS Hub free customers, the smaller businesses or consultants, it would definitely be a good starting point to get a website going, especially with the, like, sometimes there's that barrier to entry. Like if you're not a website person, you don't even know where to start. And the fact that it'll create those basic pages for you and give you a structure, that's kind of just incredible. And then if you want to upgrade or change themes or do something later down the road, you at least have that base content and information. So that's definitely cool. So let me see what else we got in here. AI powered blog post generator with SEMrush data. So I'm really, from the SEO perspective, super excited about this. Um, I feel bad. I don't want to keep picking on John and Anton. I know, Lori, did you get to see any of the CMS updates, or have you looked into this at all?
I tried to play around with the chat spot stuff. I couldn't quite figure it out, to be honest. But that's probably one of the biggest takeaways from inbound that I really want to learn more about and explore and come up with ways that can help us, because I really think it can help us.
Yes. ChatSpot is one that, I mean, you kind of have to get to know it and play around with it a little bit. It does connect to your portal and uses your data to help give you answers. I have found there are some little limitations or little quirks with it, but obviously I think it's still an alpha. I don't even think it's in beta yet. Maybe it is, but it's still learning, and that I think that's the cool thing about AI, especially generative AI, is that it's a learning model. So the more questions and the more people that ask it questions, the more it can learn and create the right answers. Dharmesh had something really interesting in one of his talks. I can't remember if it was the spotlight or not, but he said, it will answer you wrong with 100% confidence. Like you will get the wrong answer sometimes, but it's going to be confident in that. And so you do have to be careful, and you have to, the person using AI has to still be informed and understand what they're looking at. You can't just take it at its, word, I guess. And I think a lot of the conversation I've heard around AI, especially in SEO, and some of the, oh, hey, AGA, I didn't see you join, but thanks for popping in. Some of the AI stuff is that there are wrong answers, or, people I've seen in the HubSpot community even like posting the wrong answer to something, and you can tell it was generated with ChatGPT or something like that. And it's just a matter of like, you still have to be the expert. And I loved when Dharmesh said that, it's not going to replace your job. It's going to give you a better one. I really think that if you jump in and start learning it, you don't have to be the early adopter. It's been around now a little bit, but the more comfortable we can all get with AI and using it in our day to day, I think the more it will learn and grow and improve. Jen, have you used AI in any of like your documentation course, like prep work or anything? No?
No, I don't use anything. It's already like made, so.
Yeah. Are you thinking about how you could include it in processes or like education around creating documentation? Has that come up at all?
I really don't like to talk about tools during my class, as you probably saw.
Yeah.
Because they change so often, and like they're so particular to everyone's business.
Yeah.
So unsure. I think I have like one line about somebody, a use case from someone else who used it to like, you have to have documentation first to make a chatbot that will answer the questions pulling from the documentation, but like the chat isn't going to magically just know by itself how to answer your process questions.
Right. Yeah. I think, and I might not have grabbed the slide on that because I don't think it fell under CMS Hub. Maybe I missed it, but there was the one about the live chat beta. Let me see if I did grab it. We've got, so one-click title and meta description. We can come back to that, but no, I didn't grab it. So there is the whole like live chat component where it's AI and it'll search your website and your knowledge base and your resources and give you answers, which I think is kind of interesting because the bots typically like, as a theme developer, like we say live chat and it really does come to a live person. Like that's part of what I was doing on that side of things, but it would give you the option to search the knowledge base, which I liked better than the bot that kind of made you go through a series of questions. And I feel like at the point somebody wants to chat live, they have a specific question and maybe they've exhausted your resources already. So I'm curious to see like how that AI chat evolves and how that works with like, I guess, converting or even helping people who are new to your product or service. and they're coming to you with live chat. So that, I don't know, I thought that was a really exciting announcement with AI. Yeah. Yeah, drop the chat on your website. That's it. That's right, John. That was a like classic moment. It was just like, put it on your page. Okay. And we were all waiting, like, okay, what do you do next? Nothing. All right. So I'm obviously here doing a lot of the chatting. I'd love to get you guys involved a little bit more. So this one is really exciting. I'm gonna skip some. AI image generation. Has anybody worked with like Midjourney or any like image creation tools? John, do you want to jump in and talk about your experience a little?
During my inbound talk, I actually had an AI generated image of coffee spilled all over a laptop. That was that was one situation where I've used it, but I've also used it on our developer blog a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, cool. I think one of the things I noticed, and I want to say, was it Devin that did that AI image versus live image thing? Okay, good. Not losing my mind. So he put up images and said, you know, is it AI or real photo? And he kind of went through some of them, and there were a few that kind of made me mad because I was like, well, that could totally be AI or Adobe Illustrator. Like, I mean, I'm not going to be able to tell, and maybe that was the point. But it was really neat because I feel like AI images are so close to real images, and you know, it would have almost been better if it was a comparison between AI images and stock images. Because if you've done anything with stock images over the last, you know, even year or 5 years, for me, it's been almost 20 years of working with stock images, and I can pick out Shutterstock images or iStock photo. Like, I just know the people, and you know, like the views, and you can pick up on it. But with AI, it's so much harder unless, like, you know, you see multiple hands. Or I saw an amazing headshot that had like somebody's hand on the shoulder and like one around their waist and like another hand down by their side. And I was like, yeah, that's probably not going to work. But I think there is a lot of opportunity for imagery to go to that next level. Like, I remember being a young marketer and looking for the perfect image for our website, and I settled on like a field of bluebonnets. Okay, well, we're in Texas, you know, bluebonnets is our flower, but do you have any idea what our business is? Do you know, anybody know where I used to work from telling you that we had a picture of bluebonnets? We were a home builder. Like, that tells you absolutely nothing, right? And we had all these gorgeous interior shots. Well, funny thing, they still have that in the hero of the website, like all these years later, because it's so hard to find an image that is representative of everything. And you look at stock photos and you're like, no, I can't use that, or no, I can't use this because there's an outlet there, or, you know, and you end up going down this road. And I think a lot of companies, especially with like StoryBrand and getting into website content, they know how important it is to show people and to have like human connection, and they don't have those images, so they create, you know, stock, or they use stock images. And like, it could work sometimes, and sometimes it's very obvious. But I think with the AI image generation, like right now, it's kind of, it's not maybe your team, but how cool would it be if you could submit like individual selfies of everyone on your team, and it could create a composite image, or, you know, all the possibilities that it could do. Um, yeah. So AJ said he had a boss at an old job tell him for a stock photo, this is great, but can you make this person look left? I mean, like, those are the things that are totally, you know, possible now, or could be possible. And I think this one is really unique in terms of content and like how we're going to represent ourselves online. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. And it's in private beta too. So the one thing that I would like to know, and I will follow up on this with you guys, I'll send an email, is like, I know how to opt into like the public betas. And if you don't, you go to your HubSpot account, products and updates, and there's betas. But when it's in private beta, you kind of have to be in the loop a little bit. You know, HubSpot kind of reaches out to specific accounts. But now that they're kind of announced, like now that they're all announced at Inbound, I'm curious, like if there's going to be a quicker release to public beta or how more people can get involved in the private beta. So I will try to see if I can find answers on that. Yeah, so let's see. I think I skipped a few things. I think you probably all know about like the slash and highlight commands. That's kind of been here a little bit. I pulled this because it's a product recap of everything that's come out for CMS Hub this year. So if your website is in HubSpot, these are a lot of the things that are now possible. 7 is a big one. Migrate to a theme. I don't know if you know this, but HubSpot has always offered migration services. It used to be a custom coded somewhat nightmare. I'm going on record of saying that. I was a customer. I know what that turned out to be. And the opportunity that HubSpot can migrate customers as their like primary service offering to whatever theme they want and build their website, I think is a game changer for customers that are new to HubSpot. So if you're an agency and you don't know about that service, definitely look it up. It is a really important one. Obviously, SEO audit enhancements, that's very relevant to our group, and a lot of cool things. And then I also pulled, let me see, the roadmap. So this is some more of the stuff being planned. You can see like the image generators already on here. And like some of the AI, but there's more site speed improvements coming and content quality suggestions. The domain, I'm kind of curious to how the domain without leaving HubSpot is going to play out. I think I saw something on that already, but domain connection, we have 3 open tickets from last week just about domain. Like it's probably the hardest thing for a non-developer, non-technical marketer to implement in HubSpot. So I'm really excited to see that there's some movement around the domain connection. If you've never done it before, it can be a little overwhelming. So yes, Jen, yeah, it's so easy to mess it up. If your language settings aren't right, if you didn't do the CNAME record right, if you used HTTP versus HTTPS, like there's so many variables in there. So yeah. Good. I'm glad HubSpot support helped. I've also helped so many in the community, and it's usually something like if you can just jump on and take a look at it together, it's the quickest way to solve it because it's usually just something really small. But I have consumed most of our time chatting. And want to leave a little bit of time for you guys. Maybe if there was something I touched on or didn't mention that you want to hear more about, or if we just want to chat about things, Anton, like if you want to jump in and talk about something you're excited about for this year, we can even get into CRM extensibility. That's next on my learning list. But yeah, I'll open it up.
So, I mean, it was, for me personally, it was a huge overload of new information. I'm super excited for all those updates and the whole roadmap because it will change a lot. And not just from the developer perspective, but also from the, I would say, marketer or content creator, page builder, whatever experience. And I think the CMS is heading towards something like a closed environment. What I mean by that is you have SEO, you have image creation, you have text generation, you have everything in one spot. And I think this is a great thing.
Yeah.
And also CRM. I mean, this is a whole other topic. So yeah, pretty excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited. My journey with HubSpot actually started because I was looking for a CRM for the sales team, and I also needed a new website that I had more control over. And finding HubSpot and bringing those two things together and how they even interacted back then, like what's possible now from the marketing side, like to be able to have everything fully integrated. I don't understand the people who want to put their forms in WordPress and go through all the trouble, because it's just like you can one stop shop it and like your life is so easy and it's painless. So like the thought of like piecing things together, it's just terrifying to me. I can't recommend like going all in with CMS because it truly does make everything so much easier. Your insights, your data driven, like your content writing now, the fact that you can get your meta descriptions, John mentioned, generating them and giving it a good starting point. I mean, I have like spreadsheets where I literally like have all the pages and I go in and I'm writing meta descriptions and thinking of keywords and how am I going to put this in, and going in and checking, SEMrush and all these other sources, and to think of like the time investment that we put into meta descriptions. And now it's like, there you go, one click and you can like get a title and a meta description. That's like, it just kind of blows my mind. And it's so exciting, I think, for young marketers. For some of us, we might be set in our ways a little bit, but there's just so much opportunity to really optimize. And the cool thing between like generating your website on Growth Theme, like you can just, I say GDD it, but you can use growth driven design from the day one. You can put your website out there, you can launch it, and you can start optimizing, and you can start getting data. You can start looking at how to improve your SEO. Like, there's so many tools built in that really give you like the full picture and let you, implement and continue to grow and improve. And I think that's just like truly amazing and very unique to CMS Hub compared to like other hosts and platforms. So Lori asked, their website is not through HubSpot. Can you use AI meta descriptions anyway? You might. So like maybe if you went to the blog tool and kind of dropped your content in and tried to like use the generation, but I don't know if there's like an external tool for it.
So something you could do is you could use ChatSpot for that. It's not like the most seamless approach, but you can give ChatSpot the URL to your post and then ask it for your meta description.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of AIs out there that you can use if you can't use the tooling built inside of HubSpot.
Yeah, I know Jasper has some pretty good SEO related options too. If you haven't looked into Jasper, it is subscription. But they have a lot of really good, because you can also connect with SEO data. I think it's SEO Surf that it connects with, if I remember correctly. And so you can really optimize your SEO, like meta descriptions, title, and things like that. Oh, cool. AJ said that he's summarized articles using pi.ai/talk.
Yeah, so I was playing around with a bunch of different AIs at one point, like ChatGPT, our own version and others, and I was just trying to get, but like the natural language with the pi.talk really kind of scared me at first, because I was like, wow, this is talking like it's talking to a person. And what I liked about that one is when I would ask it to like create me a message about this, and be like, okay, well, let me make sure I've got this right. What's your demographic? So it was asking clarifying questions on top of all of it being AI driven. So I always thought that one was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Myself. But yeah, like I've used a lot of different AIs, and I'll ask it to summarize a lot of the times. Like John said, if we have to write meta descriptions, I'll write one and then I'll put it in there and say like, hey, reword this for me. And then I'll look at it and go, yeah, that's way off. And like, I'll just tweak it a little bit and fix it. So it does help speed up that process for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I saw something Christina Garnett posted about, yep. Yeah, John, exactly. So she said when she puts in a prompt, you can basically you say like, what's your question? And then say, as a, you know, whatever professional, what are your questions that you need? And basically ChatGPT will give you, you know, a set of like 10 to 12 questions that you'll answer so that they can give you a better answer, which I thought was really smart. Like, instead of trying to figure out the questions they need answers to, just ask the AI, like, what questions do you have that I can make, you know, make this answer better. So definitely, like, she's been sharing some amazing AI content. If you're not following Christina Garnett on LinkedIn, she has a lot of really helpful tips around AI. So, and I imagine even more now post inbound, we're going to see a lot of that. So anyway, so we are about 1 minute out, and I really appreciate you guys all jumping into chat. I know post inbound, we're all still processing. I didn't even want to do a big push to like send an email invite out to the whole group again, because I figured if you're not here, you're probably decompressing and catching up on everything. So I just wanted the opportunity to share a little bit with the group. And if there's any topics you guys want to see more in depth in a future session, I'd love to, especially like for the ones in public beta, we can jump into those further. So thank you all for joining today. And yeah, we'll leave it at that.